information is power.
This report is sponsored by Virginia Tire and Auto. Ongoing downtown closures for the March 3rd and 7th Street remain closed between Independence Avenue, Constitution Avenue, 14th Street closed between D Street and Independence Avenue, and 12th Street closed between D Street and Constitution Avenue. Pennsylvania Avenue is now closed as well in Northwest between 15th and 17th Street. We've got delays off the 14th Street Bridge to go east on the freeway over to the 3rd Street Tunnel. DC 295, delays in each direction getting past Benning Road. Auto technicians. Virginia Tire and Auto is looking for you. Receive top flat rate pay. Visit them at vatire.com/careers to apply today. Sunny and 59 today, clear and 37 overnight. Sunny and 59 on Wednesday. It's 59 degrees now. I'm Beverly Farmer for News Talk 1450 AM WOL, where information is power.
All right. Welcome back to Igniting Change with Barbara Arnwine. I'm your co-host, Attorney Daryl Jones, the board chair of the Transformative Justice Coalition. And we're so excited that you've decided to spend your Tuesday afternoon here on Iconic WOL listening to Igniting Change Radio. Folks, we call it Igniting Change for a reason. We call it Igniting Change because we intend to ignite change everywhere we touch, everywhere we go. If you listen from the beginning of this show, you would have heard Priscilla Johnson, who is the public relations person at the Kentucky Black Caucus of Elected Officials. You would have heard Raul Cunningham, who's the president of the Louisville NAACP, talking about how change was ignited in Kentucky during the November the 7th election with the arrival of the John Lewis bus, Make Good Trouble March bus, as well as our riders. We had freedom riders, young freedom riders, 18 to 35 years old, that were turning out in Kentucky, showing out in Kentucky. They were going to the polls, encouraging people. Barbara, they even had a what do we call it? The train line to the polls where they're high-fiving, low-fiving, doing spins, encouraging people to come on in and vote and thanking them for exercising that right to vote. But it didn't stop there because, what we find is that our young voters, when they're out there, they're pushing it. And that's how we end up with Lincoln University that's on the line with us today with Jayson Davis and Drake Smith and Makenzie Hanks, all talking about their organizing and pushing to be certain that they get what they rightfully deserve from the state of Pennsylvania for their funding for Lincoln University. But the training they get for that, folks, it all comes from the Transformative Justice Coalition and the 2 trainings we do yearly. You should go to tjcoalition.org right now because we are pre-registering for Phoenix, Arizona. That's right. During the HBCU All-Star Classic in April, we're going to be doing another training, so you want to be certain to get your application in. Isn't that correct, Barbara?
Absolutely. And we want people to know that we pay all the expenses and we give a stipend. So it's important for people who are worried and saying, I would love to be trained, but I can't afford it. That's not an issue. We paid for everyone's participation. It's a competitive process. You got to fill out an application, and we will, of course, have to accept people based on their, applications and what they've done. You do not have to be a college student. I want to get that straight. We are looking for people who care about voting, people who want to be great organizers, want to learn some new skills, want to enhance the great skills they already have. We are your people. We're looking for people 18 to 35 years of age. You can be a community organizer. You can be working in your union. You can be, working at your school. You can be working at McDonald's. But if you have had an engagement and been really committed to voting rights, this is where you want to be. You want to come to this training. And I can't even begin to tell you how it has helped people get incredible good jobs because of the training. But that's a whole other segment. That's a whole other thing. But I want to turn to you, Drake, because of our 3 fellows that are on the call today. You are the most experienced, because you were trained earlier and you've been with us on different activations, also like Jayson. Tell people why they need to share the news about this training.
So this training really gives you the tools to really organize, and I feel like a lot of people think that when you organize, you can sort of rally in your hometown, and which is good, but this really goes deeper. It takes you into coalition building. I mean, you all bring in national leaders from the Hip Hop Caucus, Black Voters Matter, the Rainbow Push Coalition, many, many others. You bring in Black elected officials that tell you how to navigate the political scene wherever you are. You know, how to navigate oppressionist state legislators and school boards that are trying to block things. And then I think you really teach us team building. I mean, you make sure that we come away with a new network of friends. I think every single class, people just find their friends, and I find myself talking with the group from my group from Houston pretty much every day. We text every day about what's going on. Today we're talking about the presidential election. And this training allows you to bring your friends so you can start a coalition wherever you're at, whether you're in school, the workplace, you have your own group. And that's how we got these Lincoln students involved. I'll never forget when I first went to D.C. In the fall, I think it was 22. I just came back and I was just raving and talking about it and saying we need more Lincoln students. So when the springtime came to go to Houston, Texas, and I was begging and pleading with you, Ms. Arnwine, like, hey, I got all these Lincoln students, we're going to make good trouble on campus. And we've done that. I think it was about 5 Lincoln students that went, and we came back and we organized for Election Day. I reached out to Daryl, and this is another thing. You're part of the TJC family once you use trainings, and you have their full backing and support. I asked Daryl, like, hey, we're doing this Election Day. Can we have a grant? We want to make an Election Day block party. And next thing you know, a check was sent our way, and we could afford a DJ, food for the people, like giving all the Good Trouble buttons and the Good Trouble signs with the Honorable John Lewis's face on it. So, he's really looking down on us. And then most recently, me and Jayson went to Florida, and you just learn. It's not just like you learn in the classroom, but then it's learning through experience. You've taken us to Florida. You've taken folks to Kentucky. You've taken folks to Georgia during all these critical election times.
Wisconsin, yeah.
All over the country. Just ripping and running. You'll be a frequent flyer by the end of your journey with TJC. And, we had Makenzie go to D.C. this fall, and she just learned so much. And we used all of it. We used all of it to really put a coalition together on our campus. And that's how this march started, because I had TJC-trained student organizers with me. And we all knew that, okay, we got to make sure we have meals covered. We got to make sure we have travel and transportation covered, safety and security covered, everything. We want people just to focus on the mission at hand and not, and are they going to be safe? Are they going to be fed? Do I have enough money? We want to make sure that everybody was, we thought we was going to lose weight by the end of this march, but we was eating good. We stopped at churches. Shout out to Wesley Union AME Zion Church, the oldest black church.
Oh, nice.
Pennsylvania. Oldest black church in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
Wow.
The Reverend David E. Miller happens to be my frat brother of Phi Beta Sigma. And he opened the church door to us. And we, fried chicken yams, green beans, he was eating good.
Man.
And it was just a beautiful, beautiful movement that we had. And I also have to shout out Isaiah Johnson. He couldn't be on the show today, but he also was a TJC trained fellow. He went to Houston.
That's right.
And we just keep making good trouble.
Well, thank you. And Drake, how do people get in touch with you, sir?
Of course. If you want to stay in touch with me, you can follow me on Instagram at d.smith_9, d.smith9_, or you can email me at drake.smith@lions.lincoln.edu. And then if you want to get in touch with our March page, you can follow at the Lincoln March, all one word, all lowercase, on Instagram, at the Lincoln March.
And Makenzie, the same question of you. How did your TJC training pay off, and how do people get in touch with you?
The same thing that Drake is saying. This training really taught me how to organize, specifically when it came to Election Day this year. When it came to Election Day this year, I remember it was like, yes, meet people where they are, right? So we had the cheerleaders can't come out there, like the ways to engage them. like what's engaging to our students. So we had the cheerleaders out there. We had pizzas coming all day. We had candidates come out and interact with the students. So definitely using the tips and tricks that I learned at the training and applying it to Election Day, because this Election Day was my first Election Day that we had the biggest turnout since I've been at Lincoln University. So,
I love it.
And also coalition building. We hosted a march to the polls with over 15 student club and organizations. And we had over 100 people participate in this march. Coalition building, team building, organizing. The main thing I learned at this conference, and I only went to one conference, and I got all of this. So that was amazing. But the same thing Drake said, we can be reached at the Lincoln March to learn more about the march. Because like we said, they are voting literally in the next 5 minutes. It's the first thing on the agenda. And then I could be reached at, my Instagram is at MAKENZI3K.
All right.
Thank you.
And Jayson Davis, how do people reach you? Mr. Photographer.
Yeah, everyone can reach me at _1 Jayson, JAYSON on Instagram. And my photography page is on there, and a link should be sent soon.
All right, and I just want to say really quickly, everyone, that if you're interested in our training, go to Transformative Justice Coalition or tjcoalition.org. 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 You want to apply, because we will be accepting, we hope, up to 50 people to be part of this class. It's during the, Daryl, tell them, and take us out. Tell them about the HBCU All-Stars as we go out.
Absolutely. It'll be during the HBCU All-Star Basketball Weekend. That's during the NCAA Final Four. We'll be in the same town with the Final Four, in the same place with the HBCU All-Stars that will be played on that Sunday. Folks, let me tell you, Lincoln University has shown you what to do. They're telling you, go to tjcoalition.org and get your own training so you can be certain that you're standing up for your rights. As I say, and as Lincoln University has shown you, there's a time when you got to get off the sidewalks and get in the streets and make it happen for you. Folks, until next Tuesday noon, Eastern Standard Time, we'll see you back here on Igniting Change. Peace, everybody.
Peace and love.
News Talk 1450 WOL AM, where information is power.
Donors choose. Support a classroom. Build a future. Did you know that every year, public school teachers spend nearly $500 of their own money for student supplies? Let's do the math. That comes out to over $1.2 billion a year. And that's just not right. At Donors Choose, we want students and teachers to have the tools they need for a great education. And now, more than ever, they need your help. Here's what you can do. Go to DonorsChoose.org and choose from teachers' requests that support reading, math, science, history, and more. Once a request is funded, we'll take care of shipping everything directly to the teacher. It's that easy. You'll receive thank you letters and photos from students and teachers, and a report of how every dollar was spent. With school just around the corner, the need has never been greater. Learn more at DonorsChoose.org. Donors choose. Support a classroom. Build a future.
The Barnes in Philadelphia invite everyone to Pepco Free First Sunday Family Day on Sunday, December 3rd. Every first Sunday of the month, families and friends can enjoy free art making, music, and performances, talk, story time, and other fun activities, plus access to see Cezanne, Matisse, Van Gogh, Picasso, and thousands of artworks in the Barnes collection, as well as free admission on special exhibitions and more. Free advance registration available starting the Thursday before the first Sunday of the month. Day of limited walk-up tickets will be available at the box office on 20th and Ben Franklin Parkway. The Barnes. See art differently.
WOL Washington, D.C. W240DJ Washington. 95.9 WMMJ HD3 Bethesda. WKYS HD3 Washington. WPRS HD3 Waldorf and worldwide at WOLDCnews.com.
The views and opinions of the following show do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of News Talk 1450 WOL, Radio 1 Incorporated, or their management.